The one who wasn't there yesterday in the discussion, if you're there, tell us something about you. Preeti, you're there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yesterday you joined?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Got it. Yeah, you're there.
Yes.
Okay, we will wait for others. In the meantime, we'll do a quick recap of yesterday's discussion. So we discussed about this, what this role is all about, and how people are doing, how they serve people. I highlighted two things which a coach shall be great at. If anyone can recall those things. Two things which a coach shall be great at. A parent coach. Yes? Can't? One is how fair and thorough you are in your assessments. And other part is how many perspectives you have of the same situation. If anyone is sharing one problem with you, if they have common issue, they can't have common solution. They can't be ready-made solutions in parenting. It has to be tailor-made. And that's where assessment plays an important role. And your excellence as you grow in coaching lies in how many perspectives you have. As you do coaching, as you read, as you attend training programs, the more and more perspectives you have, you will be able to offer an apt perspective to your clients. If you recall, these are very two points which are very important for coaching. So today's discussion, yesterday we discussed so many topics which highlights that there is a lot to learn, and we mostly discussed topics which were related to mindful parenting. As told, today we are going to discuss about this role, parent coach. I'm sure you have your own view on this, but just want to have your understanding, your view on each term. When we say parent coach, there are two terms involved in it. Parent, parenting, and coaching. So just want to know from you, what do you think, who's a coach? What is coaching? You can unmute and contribute. Guiding. So great, wonderful. Coach is a guide. Guidance is coaching. Any other view?
The one who facilitates.
One by one. Yes, Pooja.
The one who facilitates.
Wonderful. Appreciate. You got a very good word. Facilitation. The one who facilitates. It's a new term. I'm sure many of you heard it in school system nowadays, in training. Facilitation. Good. Any other view?
Mentoring.
Coach is a mentor. Okay. Mentoring is coaching.
Clearing the doubts.
Clearing the doubts, helping people understand things.
Yeah.
Clearing their doubts. Wonderful. Good. Preeti. So we got views like coach is a guide, coach is a mentor, coach is a facilitator, and coach clears others' doubts. Any other view? Yes. What do you think is coaching? We have heard this term so many times. We know a bit about it.
The help is a professional one.
The one who helps others as a professional.
मैंने 8 times का सिर्फ 11,000 में pay.
Yes, Sunita, the one who helps as a professional to others. That is what you're
Yes.
highlighting. Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
A professional, an expert who is helping others. Great. Any other view?
A place where we can provide the proper guidance so that he or she can meet his like proper future strategy. He can.
Okay. Primarily, you are highlighting that coach is a guide. They provide guidance so that people shall achieve their goals, or whatever problems they have, they resolve those problems. That is what you're highlighting? Okay, that's
Yes.
good. Thank you. Thanks, Siddhant. So the view which we have got so far is a coach is a guide, coach is a mentor, coach provides knowledge as an expert, as a professional, coach is a facilitator. And to tell you, coaching, when we say coaching, coaching is a multi-dimensional role. And many a time coach act as a mentor. Many a time coach is hand-holding people. Coach is a facilitator who will try if solution shall not be imposed on coachee if it comes from the other side. So they ask questions also. But if we foundationally see what is coaching, coaching is coaching is enablement. Enabling. The job of a coach is enabling the coachee. And for what they are enabling the coachee? They are enabling the coachee so that they achieve their goals in time, efficiently. And without goal, there will be no coaching. Without goal, there will be no coaching. There has to be a goal. Anyone who is coming to you, they must have a goal. Then only you will be able to help. If we are saying guidance, if we are saying helping, we are definitely helping them, guiding them for a reason. And in parental coaching, most of the time, they will come up with the problem. The goal will be resolving the problem, resolving the challenge which they have in parenting. Around 80-85% time, people, those who come to us, those who get into get to reach to a parent coach, they come for a problem, to get a resolve for a problem. 85% they will come up with a crisis. 15% parents are coming to us before having a problem. And these parents are new parents, those who just became parent 2 months ago, 6 months ago, about to be parents, and they don't want to do mistakes. That is why they reach us early. But there has to be a goal. And the idea is enablement. And if while enabling my coachee, we thought we assessed that coachee is not that skilled. So helping them get skilled is also part of coaching. If we found that they don't have knowledge, helping them have knowledge is also coaching. If we found coachee is feeling low, many a time motivating the coachee is also coaching. Means it's a multi-dimensional role. It's not about telling them what to do. It's about taking them from this place to this place. Maybe in parenting, we most of the time talk about what's going great and what's going wrong. And coach's job is to take them from this place to this place. Maybe they are available in this journey with them. It's all about how to move from wrong to right and helping them move. If they are not doing something great, and if they want to achieve that ideal state situation, a coach's job is to help them reach there. Right? That is what they do, enabling them and helping them achieve their goals, whether it is a problem to be resolved or it is a parenting goal to be achieved. That is what is coaching. Now, when you do coaching, it will be always one-on-one. Because since it is coaching is based on the goals of coaches, so it cannot be one to many. Like right now, we are 19 in the meeting. So what I am doing right now is training. It's not coaching. Why? Because at this point of time, I'm not working on individual agendas of each individual over here. So far, the agenda which I'm running, it's my agenda. Yes or no? It is commonly, definitely, it is keeping your common objectives in mind, but it's not a personal agenda of Shimama. If I would be sitting with Kirti, assessing her needs and then making a plan, that will be coaching, because that will be personal. The entire discussion will be redirected towards the goals of Kirti. But now it's not like that. It's one to many. If it's one to many, it's training, it's not coaching. So there are few things which makes coaching different from training, teaching, mentoring, but at any point of time, these all may be included in this entire plan. If I sat with Shamama, assessed the case, and I realized through assessment, Shamama need this training, and we incorporated a plan of training in the coaching plan. So this training can be a sub part of coaching plan. Are you getting me? That is how training gets into picture in coaching. Mentoring gets into picture in coaching. And whatever view you have given, guidance, facilitation, it's there. Coach is actually, they are delivering all these roles, but ultimate idea is enablement. So if their idea is enablement, then will they be doing parenting on the behalf of coaches? Shall they? If their idea is to enable coaches, enable parents so that they do their parenting effectively, shall they be doing parenting on behalf of people?
No.
If they are doing it, then it's a different role. Then they are not parent coaches. Then they are acting as expert parents, or those parents, those who are ready to be outsourced. And this is a prominent mistake which happens. If many people are there, those who get into counseling and coaching, start helping parents, and they end up doing parenting for them. These parents will invite you for sure. Okay, Vivek, my child is not eating food. If you can talk to my child is not studying. If you can talk to my child. And if Vivek start doing it, then he's not acting as a coach. He's acting as a extended parent. Are you getting me? So once you are clear about the definition of coaching, then these mistakes we will avoid in our role. We'll be clear that we will train them, we'll coach them, but we are not going to do parenting on their behalf. The moment you started doing it, then you're not acting as a coach, you start acting as extended parents. And that way these parents become dependent on us. If she can do and he can do, why shouldn't I do? Why shouldn't I ask them to do? And we keep doing it. Understood? And to whom we are going to coach? To whom we are going to coach? We are going to coach parents. Right? We're going to coach parents. So parent, if we have a general view on who is a parent, it is husband, mother, and father. That duo which is responsible for birth of the child. But in parental coaching, we will redefine parent. Anyone who is involved in parenting of the child will be included in the list. When you will be doing your coaching interventions, you will not be doing only with the mother, only with the father, or only mother and father. If it's a joint family, it's a bigger family, we shall be including all those who are involved in upbringing of child. Right? Even yesterday we were discussing, if we just train one parent out of 3-4 parents at home, will it be helping the family? Tell me. Do you think it will be helping family if only one parent got trained out of 3 or 4? The kind of family setups we have, if mother is only trained, other parents are not known about the effective approaches, will it be enough?
No.
Because even many of you are parents over here. If you got to know something, and now if you go and tell your fellow parents at home that I learned this, it can be misunderstood. It may not be explained in the right spirit. Yes or no? Or somebody may feel that you attended a program and now you are training us. We are not going to do it. There can be different type of conflicts, biases, prejudices. Yes or no? So that is why when we do coaching interventions, we never do it one day with one parent. We try to involve all those who are involved in parenting. At least we invite. Whether they come or not, that's different. But we will invite them so that whatever they are suggested, whatever the action plan decided, everybody shall be aware of it, And that way, your assessment will not go biased. If one parent is telling you the story, you may not be getting the clear picture of the family, clear picture of the case. If entire family is there, you get a better, as a coach, you'll get a better view, and you will be able to help those families, right? So that's very important in coaching, that we shall be inviting all, we shall be redefining this role called parent, right? Now, in this process, the subject matter for us to whom we are going to coach is parent, and the process which they are doing to raise their kids is parenting. These are terms which we use. Now, yesterday we were discussing about it, which is a very common question asked to me, that do I need to be a parent to be a parent coach? What do you think? If somebody is asking me, do I need to be a parent to be a parent coach? What do you think? Is it
No.
mandatory? No, it's not mandatory. And there's another question which is being asked to me is that do I need to have a degree of counseling to be a parent coach?
No.
Not exactly. I'll tell you the reason behind it. Legally also, if we are working in India or abroad, the moment we use a term coach, you don't need any counseling degree. But if you are using a term parent counselor, you may need a counseling degree, right? Because coaching is a role enhancement job, and counseling requires professional qualification. So even if you work abroad in UK, USA, Canada, when you're using a term coach, that will never attract a psychology degree or a counseling degree. But the moment you use the term counselor, it will attract. In India में तो अभी तक ऐसा कोई बहुत ज़्यादा, it's not a big botheration. यहाँ तो counselor, everybody is using a term called academic counselor, admission counselor, immigration counselor. They use term very frequently synonymous. Not a big deal, but when you work globally, they are very particular about it. That which term you are using, how you are using it. So, if any apprehension you have that I don't have a psychology degree and I don't have this any counseling degree, for coaching it's not required. Coaching is a role enhancement job. You are enhancing somebody's role. Yesterday we discussed what is the definition of parental coaching. Who's a parent coach? The one who enable parents to be effective with their role. They're enabling them so that they become mindful, effective in their role. That's what their job is. And yes, there are certain traits which will make you great, which will make you great in this role. I think if anyone is thinking of getting into this role thoroughly in coaching, then certain traits you have to imbibe, which you have to work on, which are much needed if you want to be an excellent coach. The first requirement to be a great coach is being empathetic. And I'm sure you all are. Everyone over here is empathetic. You are already into counseling, consulting. Yesterday I got to know you are in teaching. School principals are there. Teachers are there. You're already dealing with kids, humans, helping them. So empathy is already there. But the most important thing, when you have to do assessment, since we don't have standard solutions, assessment is very important. Then in that case, empathy need to be practiced consciously. That means I can't say that I'm pro in empathy. If I started saying that I'm automatic in empathy and pro in empathy, the assessment will go unfair. There could be biases in assessment, judgments in assessment. So empathy is something which you need to practice consciously, right? And if anyone can tell me what exactly is empathy?
Pardon, please.
What is empathy?
Empathy, concerned about the goodness of other, of goodwill. Somebody does not fall into any problem, or if some problem is there, we should try to help him or her.
Wonderful.
Thinking about
To read
others,
somebody's
thinking about
Yes,
thinking
yes,
about
yes.
the good of thinking about the good of others.
Thinking about the good of other is empathy. Okay, any other view?
To be in somebody else's shoes.
To be in
Like,
somebody else's shoes.
To be able to relate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone? This, Kirti, with the viewpoint which you have given, it is a very typical definition of empathy, getting into others' shoes. But what you do after getting into others' shoes is empathy. When you start thinking like them, when you start feeling like them, when you start looking at things from their place by getting into their shoes, is empathy. Means if I'm going to, it's not about only thinking about their goodness, actually understanding their fears. So if I'm dealing with a parent of a teenager and a parent is worried about child's relationships, right? I need to, and I am not a parent of a teenager. I'm a parent of a toddler, for example. Maybe I will not be able to empathize with the fear which they have. A parent of teenager is having. The one who is saying that I found my child sexting on the phone, right? So many a time we will not be able to understand their threat and fear in mind. The moment you take an extra step to be in their situation, think as if I have a teenager at home and I found my child sexting. Now think of their fear and feel their fear. That is what empathy is. Empathy is always an extra step taken to be in their situation and understanding their threats, understanding their fears, understanding their emotions, and looking at things from their place, even understanding their opportunities in life. That is what is empathy, and it is much needed if you really want to understand their aspirations, their fears, emotions, opportunities. We have to get into their shoes. Many a time, unknowingly, we invalidate their feelings. Like if Kirti come and share this with me that I have this fear, I'll say it's not like that. Kirti, you're just overthinking. It's not like that. That means somewhere I'm unable to empathize with Kirti's fears, Kirti's emotions. Are you getting me? And it only happens when we fail to take that extra step. That is why we say it is conscious empathy. It has to be practiced consciously. Then only you will be empathetic. Each case need to be addressed afresh, a new case. Then only you will be able to practice empathy. And when you are in coaching, we will definitely provide you some assessment tools through which you can assess the case better. A lot of questions are there. But the entire assessment is based on the way you listen to the case. Listening is very important in coaching. We expect coaches shall be great listeners. And you all are. You all are good listeners. I experienced you yesterday. You are listening very carefully, right? Easily you are listening. So you're great listeners, I know. But to understand coaching in a better way, let's understand the dynamics of listening to speaking. It says in coaching, speaking to listening ratio is 1:1, equal. The proportion of speaking to listening is 1:1. That means if I'm going to do, like if I'm doing training may most of the time trainer will speak. Yes, agree? Most of the time. Teaching may most of the time who will speak? Teacher will speak. But in coaching, it says if you're going to do a 1 hour intervention of coaching, maximum you can speak for 30 minutes. Coach can speak maximum for 30 minutes. The other 30 minutes, you have to make your coachee speak. And if you have to make your coachee speak, then you have to ask questions, open-ended questions. You have to listen. I think Pooja highlighted coach is a facilitator. And facilitators ask questions. They don't tell much. They try to get their understanding. So your entire assessment is based on listening. That is why we specifically highlight that it is 1:1. Right? Understood? And just to share with you, no hard feelings. If any one of you is coming from teaching or training industry, right, then you have to have a very conscious effort to maintain this ratio. Because being teachers and being trainers, we are in this relationship with our students. We are givers, they are receivers. We are subject matter experts, and we have a tendency to detail more. Am I right, wrong? ऐसे होता है. क्वेश्चन 2 लाइन का होगा और उसका आंसर 4 पेजेस का होगा. That's how the dynamics are, right? Because the word around is reaching you to get their doubts clear, right? And your job is to detail it. And that is why trainers, teachers, when they join coaching industry, we suggest them that initially you have to be very conscious listener. You have to plan your coachings in a way that you will be listening. 2010, I moved into coaching. उससे पहले 9 years, I was into corporate trainings. I was regional training head with Kotak Mahindra. So my first problem when I moved from training to coaching was this one, which I was unable to understand for 6 months. What's going wrong? Because अगर कोई आके बोलता था कि my child is throwing tantrums, तो मैं कहता था बस अब मेरी बारी, अब मैं बताऊंगा क्या करना. And then the list of things to be done. I was not assessing the case well because I was much more proactive to give. Because I came from an industry where we were helping people by detailing. In coaching, you help people by listening and understanding. Are you getting me? So all those who come from teaching, training, and if you ever worked in this industry, our brain get conditioned. It's not we choose it. Our brain get conditioned. It's a demand of that role. Teachers, trainers, role demand that you detail more. So automatically our brain get conditioned. I hope you connect with me. No hard feelings, please. I'm not demeaning any role. I'm just highlighting, if you come from that industry, you have to be a conscious listener if you want to be great in coaching. Understood? Yes? Then there is one more point which is very important. That when you do coaching, being a coach, you have to be a good communicator, which most of you are already doing consulting. You are teaching. So anyways, you all are great at communication. The only thing which is different now, which I think we all need to understand, is what is different in coaching. In coaching, you are going to coach adults. You're not going to coach young kids. You're not going to coach young students. You're going to coach adults. A parent who is coming to you, वो parent कौन होगा? That parent can be a teacher. That parent can be a bureaucrat. A parent can be a businessman. That parent can be a national head of a company, a regional head. And you're going to coach those parents, those who have high work ego, professional ego. So can I, as a coach, can I directly say, Pooja, you are not doing your job well. You are not doing parenting well. Can I say directly? No. We can't say. The moment I said so, we will disconnect with our coaches. And the moment you got disconnected, they felt disrespected. There's no connection. You will not be able to do anything with them. Even if you give them wisdom of God, it will be declined. It will not be accepted. Yes or no? Agree? So there is a very beautiful concept. I think everybody shall. I'll share some stuff with you today. There's a concept called adult learning principles. If anyone came across it, adult learning principles. जैसे teachers, all the teachers over here, I'm sure you have heard a term called pedagogy. Pedagogy, which is art, science, methodology, the way young kids learn. The way young kids learn, उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? Pedagogy. I'm sure many of you have studied the principles of pedagogy. आप पढ़ाते भी होंगे शायद. How a young child learns, how to teach them, the methodologies.
Through constructivism.
Yeah. So, एक है andragogy. Pedagogy is art and methodology, science of training young kids. Or andragogy is art, science, and methodology to be used to train adults, which is completely different from pedagogy. Andragogy. वो सेंड्रोगोगी के प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, कुछ 6 प्रिंसिपल हैं, which is called adult learning principles. Right? Got it? मैं कुछ शेयर करूंगा आपसे, प्लीज आप आज का होमवर्क समझ के करना है इसे, कि गूगल पे जाना एंड राइट डाउन अडल्ट लर्निंग प्रिंसिपल्स, गूगल इट एंड you'll find some principles which will definitely help you a lot, not only in coaching, it will help you whenever you are dealing with adults, how an adult learns, how an adult understands things, how an adult realizes things. It's a beautiful concept which helps anyone and everyone who is dealing with adults, right? Adult learning principles. And if I'm going to deal with adults, I need to incorporate those principles in my coaching. Yes or no? Just to give you a brief, it says that 3 R's are very important in adult coachings. One is respect. Respect is the fundamental need of this relationship. We need to be very conscious while dealing with adults that they shall not feel disrespected. Second is relevance. The content shall be relevant to them. When you teach young kids, they never validate your content based on relevance. जब आप किसी छोटे बच्चे की क्लास में जाओ ना, 6th-7th स्टैंडर्ड में, whatever you teach them, they will just imbibe it. If you get in 6th standard, you start teaching them, आप science teacher हो, history teacher हो, whatever you teach them, they will imbibe it. But when you deal with adults, what they do? They validate the information based on their objective, the relevance of the content. Understood? जब Shamama is doing this, then he's doing this. She's doing. She's validating the content. जब आप सुन के कहते हो ना कि हाँ समझ आई बात, what does it mean? You validated the content which I shared with you, because adults do so. तो अब मैं कुछ भी आपसे शेयर नहीं कर सकता. Can I share anything with you? You will not accept it. It has to be relevant. It has to be matching your goals. If it is not matching your goals, you will not be validated. And that's how there are 3 R's which are very important to be understood. And the third R is rational, logic. Anything which I'm sharing with you, it has to be logical. A coach can't impose कि मैंने कहा है तो मान लो, because I said so. You can't share anything with them. It shall be relevant and it shall be rational. So I'll share that stuff with you. Halaki, I've just given a brief. Maybe tomorrow I'll give you a detailed view on this. What are these adult learning principles? But it's a Google karna. What is the homework today? Adult learning principles need to be Googled. And then fourth trait which a coach shall have. Coaches need to be thorough. They need to be firm, clear. Maybe, I'm sure many of you must have seen multiple videos on parenting. You must have read something on parenting. Yes, a lot of things already you know. This is good about it, this is not good about it. But when you start coaching, then it is different. You have to be thorough, clear on the ideological stand which you have in coaching. Means having a small idea about something will not be helping. I yesterday shared with you, if you recall. If I say love, praise can be given in abundance to kids, तो आप में से कई लोग थे जो इस चीज से डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए, है ना? अगर मैं आपको वो, I am coaching people based on this idea that love shall be given in abundance. I need to be thorough on this. If you have any viewpoint about it, I shall have the clear and thorough viewpoint on this. Then only I'll be able to clear those apprehensions when somebody is saying, no, we can't give them love all the time. Love will spoil the kids. If I'm not clear and thorough, then I will not be able to clear those apprehensions. Or problem ये है, आजकल we come across ideas a lot. We come across ideas a lot. When somebody is telling us this is going great in parenting, we get fascinated. This is going great in parenting. And somebody is telling us this is going wrong in parenting. We feel emotional. But what's going great and what's going wrong is not enough until you are thorough enough to help people travel from this place to this place. How? How is very important. How to move from wrong to right, ineffective to effective. That is something which is important. That is something which a coach shall be able to help. And they can only help people when they are thorough. जैसे एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे when I say, and I just want to seek your viewpoint on this, when if I say that we shall not punish our kids, we shall not be punitive, we shall not negatively reinforce them, we shall not hurt our kids while correcting them. आप में से कितने लोग is okay with me, connected with me, that we shall not hurt our kids, we shall not be punitive, and we shall not be negatively reinforcing them while correcting them? How many of you? Just quick response. How many of you connect with me that we shall not hurt our kids to correct them? We shall not be treating them bad. Most of you. Most of the parents today don't want to hurt their child. Yes or no? They don't want to hurt. In first go to anyways, their choice will never be hurting the child or treating them bad, yelling or something they try to avoid. It's not their first choice. Yes or no? But do you agree that many a time when things don't work, sometimes you have to yell also? You have to be loud to get things done. You have to give them fear also. It may not be your first choice, but when your first 2-3 attempts doesn't work, then we go back to the old style, which we know that it works. Means we try our best not to do it. But when things are not working well, then we go back. Sometimes we get loud, we negatively reinforce. Maybe we don't physically hurt the kids, we don't be punitive, but negatively to we reinforce. Sometimes we show our eyes, sometimes we tell them what is this will happen, we tell them consequences. And suppose I as a coach came to you and I like Deepthi came to me. I'll take an example. Deepthi came to me and she shared, Manish, my kids are very cranky, very upsetting, and I'm so very worried. They are loud, they are throwing tantrums, they are doing naughtiness. So I asked Deepthi, so Deepthi, when they throw tantrums, when they're doing naughtiness, what do? Deepthi said, I try my best, but I can't control myself. I have to be loud with them. I have to yell. Sometimes I get much angry with them. I said, no, Deepthi, that's not the right way. You must not do it. That's not right way. Deepthi, you shall not hurt your kids, huh? You shall not be loud with them. That way, so your bond will be impacted. And I given her multiple reasons to Deepthi that this approach may weaken your bond. And Deepthi agreed. She agreed. No, I don't want to do it. Actually, Manish, I don't know how to do it. Then I made her mind, Deepthi, you have to be very positive. You have to have a lot of patience. Okay? Be positive. No negative reinforcement. I made up her mind. I sent her home. She went home, and after 3-4 days, she came back. Now she's sharing, Manish, I tried my best. I displayed more patience. I was positive, but then things didn't work that way. It worked a bit, but not that way, and I had to be loud. मैंने फिर अपना लेक्चर दिया, no, Deepthi, this is not appropriate. You have to have patience, because when you are changing your pattern, it needs a lot of patience. And I convinced her again to be more patient and to be much positive. She's encouraged, she's motivated, she went home back. Again, she tried her best. It didn't work. She came back. If it happened once, twice, or thrice that Deepthi came back to me, I tried my best, she tried her best, and things didn't work. तो मैंने कहा कि दीप्ति ठीक है, एक काम करो, मुझे लग रहा है योर किड्स आर वेरी वेरी टफ, तो ज्यादा मत करना, थोड़ा बहुत डांट लिया करो. अब आई नोटिस दैट इट्स नॉट वर्किंग, तो ज्यादा मत डांटना, थोड़ा बहुत डांट के, पर हाथ मत उठाना, ठीक है? ज्यादा गुस्सा नहीं करना, कोशिश करना. ओके? एंड नाउ व्हाट आई एम सजेस्टिंग टू दीप्ति इज go and negatively reinforce. और मेरा फर्स्ट व्यू क्या था? Not at all. No, no, no. We shall not do it. Now I'm suggesting you. Okay? थोड़ा कर लेना, ज्यादा मत करना. अगर मेरी और कीर्ति की ये जितनी कॉन्वर्सेशन है, if we all are listening, how will you see me as a coach? Tell me. How will you see me as a coach? Do you see me as a thorough coach?
Your opinions are changing. You're not
My opinion is to anyways changing. Do I have tools to give you? Had I given you any strategy? I'm just saying, be positive, be positive, be positive, and it's not enough. It's not enough. You have to have a tool to get things done. I need to give you a full-fledged strategy. Then only you will be able to do it. Otherwise, what I'll do? I'll be doing coaching of the ease. I'll keep changing my stand. A person who was saying not at all is now saying go ahead, do it. Why? Because I don't have a strategy in place. And this is what I'm talking about. Only having idea will not help us. This idea shall be supported by strategies, right? Even if we have intent कि हम नहीं करना चाहते, we don't want to hurt our kids, we don't want to be loud with our kids. पर इसका मतलब ये तो है नहीं कि बच्चों ने गलतियां करनी छोड़ दी, वो तो कर ही रहे हैं. We need to learn how to redirect their energy from wrong behavior to the right behavior in a non-punitive way. We need to have a tool. पहले हमारे टाइम पे टूल था पेरेंट्स के पास. If we did a mistake, जैसे ही उन्होंने ट्रीटमेंट किया हमें पता चल जाता था कि गलती हो गई. सुनो, द मोमेंट कई बार तो आंखें ऐसे देखते थे हमारी तरफ, it was enough to tell us कि you made a mistake. Their tool was working at that time. That same tool is not working today. We see, yes or no? Today's child is giving you back. क्यों? क्योंकि उस समय जिस बच्चे को ट्रीटमेंट मिलता था वो अकेला नहीं था. When they were talking to their friends, उसे पता चलता था कि I'm not the only one who got this treatment. Others are also getting it. So they never had a feeling of suffering. कि I'm suffering. I'm not the only one. Everybody is getting the treatment. आज we all, right now we are 19. All 19 have a different style of dealing with the things. Am I right, wrong? और अगर 10 में से किसी एक बच्चे को ट्रीटमेंट आज मिल रहा और 9 को नहीं मिल रहा तो उसे लगेगा कि आई एम द ओनली वन हु इज सफरिंग, बाकी को तो नहीं मिल रहा. इट्स माय पेरेंट्स हु आर गिविंग मी एंड दे आर लाउड. They have those rebel attributes and we have seen it in very young age that kids have started giving back to parents. If you see your surroundings, they show that we don't want this, we are not agreeing with it, and parents have a fear now. They have a fear while being tough with them, but it doesn't mean that kids have stopped making mistakes. हालांकि नंबर बढ़ गया इस समय, मिस्टेक्स का frequency is more. We need to learn the other way around, and a coach shall be the one who is not talking about only intent. Okay, by we shall not negatively reinforce. We shall be positive, but this is not enough. जितनी मर्जी पावरफुल इंटेंट हो, जितना मर्जी she has patience, right? जितनी मर्जी पावरफुल इंटेंट she is carrying, she will not be able to do it until she is trained how to do it. Are you getting me? And that will only come if you have thorough understanding. This is very important. Thoroughness. Then only you will be able to help. And I just want to tell 30 seconds, 60 seconds की कोई रील से शायद आपको रियलाइज तो करवा सकता है कि what's going wrong. They may give you a power statement. They may give you a tip, but they will not be able to give you a strategy. And today we are very much into that short video concept. We learn everything from that. That short video may tell you what you don't know, what you need to know. But how to do it, that will definitely need thoroughness. Are you getting me? Next time when you're reading a book, next time you're watching a video on parenting, my suggestion is focus on how, then what. What's going great and what's going wrong will not help make you a great coach. How to move from wrong to right will make you a great coach. Action plan, actionables. Philosophy may not help. And adults के लिए अगर आप when you will study these adult learning principles, उसमें एक rule है which says that adults connect everything with practical exposure, right? Adults don't like philosophies, they need actionables. If they want to change, they need assignments. 3 days assignment, 5 days assignment, 10 days we have to do it. After doing assignments, things get into their practice. So they need actionables. What to do? Tell them what to do, they will do it. Philosophically, they will accept it, but they will not be able to correct it, improve it. Are you getting my point? Had I made it understood how much thoroughness is needed in coaching? Yes? Everyone? Then as a coach, you need to be a good observer also. Because I told you that you need to have this lot of perspectives of same situation, which you will get from observations. Being a coach, you have these opportunities around you where you can observe parent-child communications, which will help you to have more perspectives of same situation. Like अगर मुझे मौका मिले आप सबको किसी एक सिचुएशन में ऑब्जर्व करने का, I'll take a hypothetical situation that your kids, we all have kids of same age, or they are throwing tantrums. तो हम सबको उस tantrum से deal करने का तरीका will be different, yes or no? And if I got an opportunity to observe you all, how you are dealing with your child's tantrum, I got 19 different perspectives. Are you getting me? I got 19 different ways to deal with the tantrum of child. और इस 19 में से सारी approaches will not be great. There will be worst approaches also, bad approaches also, and there will be some great approaches also, which you may be following. But I will only get to know that there are different approaches if I choose to observe you all. So, do you think in your surroundings you have some opportunities where you can observe parent-child dealings, parent-child communication? कोई ऐसा मौका है where you can see this? जैसे
in birthday parties.
in birthday
Sometime in
parties, absolutely. When you go to birthday parties, marriage functions, एक बच्चा भाग रहा है, they are doing naughtiness, कोई tantrum throw कर रहा है, and there is one parent who is dealing with it. Yes or no? You can observe how they are dealing with it. Okay, good. Birthday parties, any other place?
public
Parks.
places,
Public
Trains.
places, especially trains, wonderful train compartments. If there is a
trains,
family,
flights, anything, buses, whatever.
buses में तो there will be not much movement of child, but train में it will be there. Airport lounges में it will be there. Waiting lounges.
Yes.
Malls तो definitely a big opportunity. क्योंकि जितने tantrum toy shops के सामने होते हैं वो कहीं नहीं होते. Yes or no? Toy shops, candy shops, ice cream parlors. You'll see maximum tantrums there. If you just wait for some time, you'll get to see a lot of kids demanding with things in different way, and you will see parents dealing with those tantrums in a different way. फिर आपको नजर आएंगी कुछ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. क्या बात है, कितने अच्छे तरीके से डील किया. एंड यू विल आल्सो सी द वर्स्ट प्रैक्टिसेस आल्सो. इस बच्चे ने मांगा नहीं, पेरेंट डरे नहीं, ले लो भाई. Yes or no? But you will also get to see some great practices also, but only when you choose to observe. Any other in mind? Any other opportunity? Parks. Park is a opportunity where you will see कि उसी पार्क में एक पेरेंट आके अपने बच्चे को पुश कर रहा है कि खेलो, और एक कह रहा चल घर चलें, बहुत हो गया. एक बच्चा गिर रहा है तो there is one parent who's managing it differently, another parent is managing it differently. One child is failing in a game, उसे डील करने का दूसरे पेरेंट का तरीका डिफरेंट है, किसी और का डिफरेंट है. पार्क इज अ बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी. पार्क में कोई पेरेंट ऐसा है, जैसे एक आपको डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट मिलेगा लोगों का, हाउ दे आर स्पेंडिंग क्वालिटी टाइम विद देयर किड्स. देयर इज वन पेरेंट हु हैज डिसाइडेड टू बी विद द चाइल्ड, and they are observing their child, supervising their child. जहां जहां बच्चा भाग रहा है उसके पीछे पीछे, बच्चा खेल रहा है अपना, देर पीछे पीछे इसके जा रहा है. और एक पेरेंट है the one who is playing with the child, who is involved in the play. Yes, they are playing with the child, very much involved with the play. People have different approaches. और कोई है जो अपने फोन में है and they are just, they know the child is playing and they are busy in their phone. Yes or no? Everybody has their own way to be with the child. Everybody has their own approach of spending quality time with the child. The park is a different big opportunity. Any other?
When child is around their grandparents.
उस समय डेफिनेटली यू कैन हैव अ व्यू बट मल्टीपल व्यू नहीं मिलेंगे. ग्रैंडपेरेंट तो वही है, उनका तरीका ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर जैसा होगा. पब्लिक अप्रोचेस, ऐसी प्लेस जहां आपको लोगों के तरीके नजर आए, हाउ अदर्स आर डूइंग इट. जैसे पार्क में यू विल गेट लॉट ऑफ पीपल, मॉल्स में यू विल गेट लॉट ऑफ पीपल, मल्टीपल पर्सपेक्टिव्स. बट इन योर ओन फैमिली तो यू ऑलवेज सी थिंग्स, you need not to be much observant, it's quite visible. But any opportunity which is
As
outside,
teachers, we get to see on PTMs.
PTMs is a big opportunity. On PTMs, you will get to see a different parent is dealing with different things. There's one parent who is critically correcting the child there and then, and there's one parent who is not, who is supportive, who may be doing it later. Yes or no? So PTM, then picking and dropping points of schools, school bus. Then restaurant is a big opportunity. When you go to restaurant, there is one family who is talking, they are involving their child in ordering the food, and there is one family who is busy in their phones. Yes or no? So you will get to see their practices while eating, right? If you choose to observe, अभी तक आपने कई बार ऐसी मौके देखे होंगे, but we haven't seen it from that perspective. If you opted to be a parent coach, then definitely these observations will help. अब आपको वो पार्क ही नजर लेके आनी पड़ेगी. When you are in this moment, this observation will help you a lot to increase with your perspective. जितना किताबों से मिल सकता है, जितना आपको ट्रेनिंग से मिल सकता है, उससे ज्यादा you get from observing your surroundings, right? The maximum things the best practices which are being followed in parenting, it is being observed by someone and they shared. Are you getting me? अगर कोई best practice follow कर रहा है out of their wisdom, if somebody observed and they shared it in their book, you got to know about it. That is how it happens. Yes or no? तो जितना आपको किताबों से मिल सकता है, जितना आपको ट्रेनिंग से मिल सकता है, उतना ही you can get through observations. Be observant now onwards. If you opted to be a counselor, a coach, you want to help people, be observant about it. Sports events in schools is also a big opportunity. वहां कोई जीत रहा है, कोई हार रहा है. Somebody is failing, somebody is winning. And how parents are managing failure of child and how they are celebrating success of child, it's completely different. Yes or no? Another opportunity. Stadiums is a big opportunity, and there are many more. Right? One more thing will add on to your perspective. It will help you to grow faster is your reading. Now we expect that you shall be reading more. If you want to be a great coach, read more. The more you read, the more perspectives you add on. Means किसी की किताब पढ़ोगे तो उसने अपना व्यू पॉइंट शेयर किया उसमें, their perspective. Each book is giving you a lot. Each book is helping you grow in this role. Right? If you're reading any book on parenting, it will help you to add on to your perspectives. And there are many books, good books being written in India and abroad. हालांकि इंडिया में there are lesser people who wrote on parenting. Globally, there are more people. Because India में only around 13-15 years ago, people started writing and talking about it. Globally, there are people who are writing, speaking, and researching from last 30-35 years. हालांकि they look up to Indians for parenting, but they did more research than us. So I never say that they wrote better than us, but they did more research than us. So their facts, their tools are research based. So the book which I shared with you, I'll be sharing 2-3 more books with you during this 3 days discussion. Read those books. Books will add on a lot onto your knowledge. The book which I shared even today, Parenting with Love and Logic. This is also a very good book. Very interesting, very good. Gives you a new insight about things, how to manage the things. Right? And we have in our community of coaches, we have book reading clubs also, where anyone who feels like I need follow up to reading. So we have book reading club which they keep giving assignments. Okay, आज इस हफ्ते ये book पढ़ेंगे, अगले 15 दिन ये book पढ़ेंगे. So they, in those communities, people, those who feel that we need follow-ups, they can read along with them. There are book presentations happening, but we suggest coaches to read more. The more you read, the more you grow as a coach. Yes, Deepti?
Oh, I have a question here. So coming to the books, like I have seen many books. I haven't read a few. I just gone through. So many of the books written by like foreigners, where the parenting is totally different compared to our Indian parenting. Is that true or no?
It is different, absolutely different. But I won't say that whatever they are doing is best in our context. Our context is different. There are few things which they are doing great, superb, right? If you read their books, how to make an independent, how to make a child independent, I think their practices are far better than us, right? Their 1.5, 2 years old child is independently eating, independently doing things. Certain
Because my
practices.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sorry to disturb.
Hmm.
Yeah, please.
So I said कुछ चीजों के लिए they have great practices, but when it comes to spending quality time, bonding with the kids, उसमें our practices are better, right? So when their approach to certain things are amazingly good, but there are few things which are not applicable in our culture. Like example के तौर पे, हालांकि आप कई चीजें ऐसी हैं, मैं सिर्फ एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ आपको. एक तो इंडिपेंडेंस की थी, अगर उनकी किताबें पढ़ेंगे, इफ यू सी देयर वीडियोस, they are mentally agreed कि अगर कोई बच्चा नई चीज सीख रहा है, they will definitely spoil it initially, and they are mentally okay with that. आपने कई रील्स देखी होंगी, कई वीडियोस देखे होंगे, the child has created a mess of something, छोटे छोटे बच्चों ने, but वो कभी भी इंडियन नहीं होंगी. It will be theirs. Why? Because they are mentally okay. Child has to eat, वो mess करेगा और ऐसे ही वो सीखेगा. बट हमारे केस में क्या है, हम we were discussing yesterday, I need not to repeat, 12-12 साल के बच्चों को भी keep feeding, है ना, कि नहीं ये खराब करता है, ये बड़ा स्लो करता है, ये गिरा देगा, फायदा क्या, मैं ही कर दूं. We have a different approach, but their approach is completely different. It's a cultural difference. और कुछ चीजों में certain things they do which is not needed in our culture. जैसे we are so much bonded, we all are working for each other at home, है ना. आपको अगर मैं खाना बनाता हूँ घर में, तो मुझे उसकी कोई रेम्युनरेशन नहीं मिलता, क्या मिलता है, right? The responsibilities which we have towards our family, we are not being compensated for it. It's a responsibility. It's my duty towards my family, right? But उनके कल्चर में डिफरेंट है. They don't own each other. वो अपने बच्चों को घर के काम करने के लिए भी पैसे देते हैं. They give material rewards, जो हमें जरूरी नहीं है. हमारे एनवायरमेंट में it's not needed. They give. If you do this, if you do dishes, I'll give you $2. If you do this, I'll give you this. And they suggest it, but we don't suggest. In Indian context, we never suggest that you shall bribe your kids for household things, right? We are that family which is bonded culturally, and we work for our family. पापा मम्मा बड़े हैं तो बड़े रोल्स हैं उनके, बच्चों के छोटे रोल्स हैं, तो अपने अगर इफ यू वांट टू मेक योर किड्स रिस्पांसिबल, यू शैल नॉट गिव देम एक्स्ट्रास. ये हम सजेस्ट करते हैं इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, वो नहीं करते. दे गिव एक्स्ट्रास, दे मॉनिटरी कॉम्पनसेशन दे गिव टू देम. नॉट अ गुड अप्रोच, नॉट नीडेड इन आर. तो जब आप कोच बन जाओगे, राइट, तो आपको अपने आप पता चल जाएगा कि व्हाट मैचेस माय कॉन्टेक्स्ट एंड व्हाट डजंट मैचेस. यू विल बी एबल टू डू सिलेक्टिव रीडिंग. पर ये सच है कि उनकी अप्रोचेस हमारी अप्रोचेस से डिफरेंट है. कई बहुत अच्छी प्रैक्टिसेस दे फॉलो, और कुछ प्रैक्टिसेस की हमें जरूरत नहीं है. आवर प्रैक्टिसेस आर बेटर. अंडरस्टूड? एकेडमिकली भी कंपैरेटिवली वी आर बेटर. होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट में वी आर नॉट. Are you getting me? Holistic development of child में we are not compared to them. Their approaches are better. But अगर हम स्कूल सिस्टम, एकेडमिक, कॉलेज, रिसर्च, इस फील्ड की बात करें, our kids are better. So there are few things which we are doing good. They look up to us, and for certain things we have to look up to them because their things are better. The way they reinforce things, the way they make their kids understand. हमने तो अब सीखा है कि बिना मारे बिना गुस्सा किए काम कैसे करवाने. उनके तो 911 पहले से ही है ना. उनके तो अगर आप यू आर हार्श टू योर किड्स they'll be putting you behind the bars. तो मेरा एक दोस्त है, मैं आपको एक किस्सा सुनाता हूँ. वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड इज देयर. वो कहता कि मैंने तो फोन किया, मैंने कहा यू सीम्स अ बिट अपसेट. क्या हुआ? कहता कुछ नहीं. क्या कहते हैं, आई जस्ट गॉट अ बेल. मैं कहा बेल? बेल मीन्स? he said कुछ नहीं, वो आई स्पेंट 1 year 1 month 1 day in lockup 1 night. मैं कहा क्यों, क्या हुआ? कहता कुछ नहीं, बेटे ने मेरी शिकायत करने की, उसके बेटे ने, एंड द चाइल्ड इज 7 years old. तो मैंने कहा, कहता है तीसरी बार हुआ है, इट्स थर्ड टाइम. कहता शुक्र है फ्राइडे नहीं था. मैंने कहा फ्राइडे मतलब? कहता अगर ये फ्राइडे होता तो बेल ना होती 2 दिन. दिस इज देयर माइंडसेट. सी देयर पेरेंट्स माइंडसेट कि शुक्र है फ्राइडे नहीं था. मतलब दे आर इन दैट कल्चर वेयर they are not being loud with the child. That means without being loud also they are making their kids understand things. So they are following some tools, approaches which we need to learn, because आजकल our kids are, maybe they are not calling 911, but they are getting into conflict with us. Yes or no? They're loud, they're not going to take it. Even we have to learn the new approaches, how to get things done without using punishment and without being negatively reinforced. तो वो उनकी किताबें सिखा रही हैं हमें, राइट. एक मैंने कल आपको आज आपको ऐप दी थी, ऐप डाउनलोड करोगे, उसमें एक अपडेट टू अपग्रेड कैटेगरी है. इन दैट कैटेगरी देयर इज वन प्रोग्राम कॉल्ड करेज टू एनकरेज. लिख लो, करेज टू एनकरेज. इट इज बेस्ड ऑन अ बुक कॉल्ड वेल डन. वेल डन इज अ वेरी पावरफुल बुक written by Ken Blanchard. If you read that book, you will get to know how you can get things done from child in non-punitive ways. Beautiful book, mind boggling कि हम जो carrot and stick से लोगों को डील करते हैं, बच्चों को डील करते हैं. If you don't want to be punitive, जो मैं अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, which I was talking to Deepti, कि you go and be positive. I haven't given the tool, but that is giving you a tool. The reward and ignored, this is the tool which is replacing carrot and stick, which we are not trained on. We have to learn. That training will give you amazing insight about it. अगर आप आज देख लो तो आपका मुझे मैसेज आएगा, मनीष, that was a great one, right? Courage to encourage. In that app, उसकी कैटेगरी है update to upgrade. Until you learn the new approach, right, to deal with the things, तब तक हम सिर्फ इच्छा रख सकते हैं कि I'll not be punitive with my child, I'll be positive. सिर्फ इच्छा थोड़ा कुछ कर देगी हमारा, गलतियां तो हो ही रही हैं. Yes or no? We need to learn the tools, and that video, right, that is based on a book, well done, that gives you a clear insight how to encourage your kids to do good deeds and how to correct them when they're doing something wrong. Check. You must see that video. So there are few things which they are doing better, and that is why we shall learn from them. Got it? So a coach shall be great at all these 6 things: empathy, good listening, good communication, being firm, good observer, and being good leader. 6 traits. And 4 traits which you need to work on. You shall not be there. You shall not have those traits if you want to be great in coaching. The first is being judgmental. If you are judgmental, if you are biased, will you be able to do fair assessments? Or human behaviors में chances of being judgmental is very high. अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं, are you judgmental? The answer will be? The
Yes.
answer will be?
Yes, sir. Yes.
You are modest enough to say that, yes, I get. But consciously, if I ask you, any one of you choose to be judgmental? No. We may become judgmental, but we never choose to get judgmental. It's not our intention. It's not our choice. We get. And if we get judgmental while doing assessments, it will impact our assessment. So it says that when you do assessments, at that time you do it thoroughly. Assess. कोचिंग में एक मेटाफोर यूज करते हैं that when you do assessment like fools, like amateurs. Fool का मतलब literally fool मत लेना, means that when you do assessment you do it thoroughly. Don't apply your brain at that time. Don't use your expertise, your experience while doing assessments, right? Because the moment you started applying your existing experience in assessment, your assessment will go wrong. एक फैक्ट है अबाउट ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी कि यहाँ पर इफेक्ट्स टू कॉजेस की जो रिलेशनशिप है दैट्स नॉट स्टैंडर्ड. यहाँ एक ही इफेक्ट के आपको 10 डिफरेंट रीजंस मिल जाएंगे. इफेक्ट सेम होगा, इफेक्ट इज सेम, उसके रीजन 10 मिलेंगे आपको, 10 के भी 11 हो सकते हैं. इट्स नॉट वन रीजन, इट्स नॉट स्टैंडर्ड कि इफ दिस इज द दिस symptom, this is the cause. यहाँ direct correlation नहीं. In human behaviors, the symptom may be same, but causes can be many. If you have open to that causes, then only you will be able to do fair assessment. Otherwise, the moment you started applying your brain, your assessment will go wrong. It will not be fair. Understood? So when you do assessment, keep your existing experience aside. Keep your expertise aside. Do assessments like fools. जितना लिखा है, जितने क्वेश्चन है असेसमेंट शीट में, सब पूछो और जितना अपना एक्सपीरियंस है वो सब लगाओ at the time of making solutions, designing action plan while doing coaching interventions, not at the time of assessment. Otherwise we definitely get judgment. Suppose I'll give you an example on this. So if Preeti came to me and she said that my child's concentration level is not up to the mark. We did assessment, and after fair assessment, we got to know child is very much involved in 3D view videos, video games, and that is why concentration is going bad. Right? After 4-5 days, Pooja came to me. She shared that Manish, my child's concentration level is not good. So we did fair assessment, and after thorough assessment, coincidentally, we got the same cause. Same, that the child is involved in 3D view games, high reflexive visual experience, and the concentration is going bad. और उसके बाद Sunita came to me. She shared the same problem, and अगर coincidentally same reason मिल गया, अब क्या होगा? अब अगर विवेक come to me after a week और कहे कि मेरे बच्चे की concentration level is not up to the mark, maybe I will immediately connect it to the existing causes. I'll start thinking कि Vivek's child must be involved in 3D view activities. और हो सकता है मैं assessment को skip कर. Possible? Possible ना? क्योंकि अगर आपके पास 3 केसेस ऐसे आ गए जिसमें सेम सिम्टम सेम कॉज आ गया, तो चौथे के केस में हो सकता है हम डायग्नोज करें ना. Possible. And this is very normal in medicine, in psychology, in counseling. It's very normal. We start connecting causes to effects, which is not linear in human psychology. It's not standard. And the moment you started doing it, your assessment will go wrong. Assessment is unfair. It is incomplete. And that is what I'm referring. When you do assessment at that time, don't apply your existing experience. Keep it aside and use it at the time of making solutions. Then it will help you. Your existing experience will help you. So even if you are an old coach, assessment shall be non-judgmental, right? Let it be thorough and fair. Clear? And that's how you can avoid being judgmental in coaching assessments. Then coaches need to have a lot of patience. They need to be reflective. Of this generation, say you're going to deal with generation of parents and generation of kids. They are highly impulsive. Yes or no? They're highly impulsive. if you are going to deal with highly impulsive generation, as a coach, can you choose to be impulsive? Or today, I just want to seek your view. You must have experienced कि जो आप पहले थे 20 साल पहले, the patience level, the weight की आदत. Today you don't have that habit of waiting. It's not in our lifestyle. We have no concept of wait in our life. Everything is being delivered there and then. फिर वो चाहे Amazon के deliveries हो, फिर चाहे technology हो, there is no buffering time. We expect things quickly, fast. Yes or no? It's a change we are experiencing. Have you ever experienced when you go to a restaurant and you order food and it is taking more than your expectation? Unwantedly, you start having anxiety. You start becoming uncomfortable. Experienced? थोड़ी देर के लिए अगर मेरा ये वीडियो ऑफ हो जाए, आवाज बंद हो जाए, तो हम एकदम चेक करने लग जाते हैं कुछ खराब तो नहीं हो गया, ऐसा क्या हुआ, उसके बाद आनी बंद हो गई, ऐसा नो. We don't choose it. It's an auto behavior of us. But this is something which is changing with us. क्यों lifestyle ऐसा है? In our lifestyle, everything is delivered there and then, on the spot. Food से लेके आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी रिस्पॉन्सेज, इट्स ऑन द, वी एक्सपेक्ट. मेरा कोई मैसेज आपने पढ़ लिया तो मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशन ये है कि इनका रिस्पॉन्स क्यों नहीं आया. ऐसा नो, बट ऐसा पहले नहीं था. When we were young, at that time we had a concept of wait. We were waiting. हम में से कई ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने इनलैंड लेटर्स भी यूज किए. 8 दिन लगते थे जाने में, फिर रिस्पॉन्स आता था कि हम कुशल मंगल हैं 8 दिन बाद. So no, we were in that era. And the same individual, the one who was in the habit of waiting, today is not. Today they are expecting everything fast. क्यों? क्योंकि lifestyle is like that. आपको लगता है नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जो है उनके पास कोई एक रीजन भी है वेट करने का? Is there any concept of wait in their life? No. Even we are delivering their demands there and then, impulsively, immediately, and that's what they expect now. So patience now in new generation will never be by default. आपको rarely कोई बच्चा दिखेगा जिसमें हम कहेंगे कि ये बच्चे में बहुत patience है. Rarely, it will be a rare trait, because it will not be by default. Default में इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि lifestyle will spoil it. अगर बच्चा कोई है भी जिसमें patience है, हमारा lifestyle ही ऐसा है that will spoil their patience. Yes or no? अभी कोई पेरेंट चाहता है कि मेरे बच्चे में पेशेंस हो, देन दे हैव टू डिजाइन इट. इट विल नॉट बी बाय डिफॉल्ट. अपने आप नहीं होगा, इसे करवाना पड़ेगा. इट हैज टू बी डिजाइंड, एंड देयर आर मेनी अप्रोचेस वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग, बट आई एम जस्ट हाईलाइटिंग कि हम भी इंपल्सिव हो रहे हैं. इफ यू आर इंपल्सिव, हाउ विल यू बी डीलिंग विद दिस न्यू जनरेशन? दे आर तो एनीवेज इंपल्सिव. You have to have control over your emotions, feelings, responses. और इसके लिए भी suggest coaches को, if you want to improve in this lifestyle, then you must meditate. आप में से कोई है जो meditate करता है? Yes, anyone who's in meditation? Oh, that's great, wonderful, many of you. Superb. And I'm sure those who are meditating, they must have experienced a big change in them the moment they started. They must have seen that now they have good control over their thoughts. At least before giving a reaction, they could wait. It is just because they are learning it. When you meditate, you learn to control. You are going inside, checking inside, trying to connect with your own being. You are getting disconnected from the outer world. So you focus on your breathe. You focus what's the breathe is going inside. You're trying to be inside. The more you practice meditation, the more you grow with control over your impulses, thoughts, emotions, and it helps you to control. Much needed. So anyone who want to get into counseling and coaching, it is much suggested that you must meditate. Right? ये shall be वाला काम है. Not that good to do. It's must to be done. It will improve you a lot, and it's going to be keeping you mentally healthy, because the parents, you're going to deal with them, they will bring a lot of negativity to you, and if you want to be away from that negativity, it's much needed. Second is, you need to be open. This duration, I think, Vivek, 5 minutes, even if you start with 5 minutes in the morning and 5 in the evening, it's good. And I always suggest, if you want to start with meditation, take guidance, right? Instead of doing it alone, take guidance. There are a lot of institutes, online institutes, those who train people on meditation free of cost, not a paid one, right? Sahaj Yoga, Brahma Kumaris, Art of Living, and there's one more, SSY, and there are many, those who are doing these programs free of cost. Meditation ke liye to I think hardly anyone is charging. So you can be in those groups. They meet every morning. They support you. They create an environment of meditation. Along with them, it becomes easier. Right? Join those groups. Be with them. You'll be able to practice it every day. But when they guide you, at least we will not be doing it in a wrong way. Right? So guided one is better initially. The fourth trait which we need to work on is being open to learning. In coaching, counseling, in anyone who is dealing with human behaviors, you need to be open to new learnings. You can't say that I know it everything. Openness is much needed for learning. You may be knowing everything, but still there is scope, because this industry is very dynamic. Yahan there is nobody who is expert. Everything is changing every day. Things are changing every day. Every new update in society is changing the life of parent, life of child, and if any new update is changing the life of parent or child, it's an important update for us. Yes, if I'm into parental coaching और मैं ये कहूं कि न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी से मुझे क्या, तो why NEP as an update is important to me. I'm a parent coach. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an education consultant. I'm not an academic counselor. I'm a parent coach. Why NEP is important for me? Because NEP is going to impact life of child in a big way. NEP is going to impact life of a parent in a big way. It's going to change their aspirations. It's going to change their career choices. Yes or no? It's an important update for me. How can I miss it if I am dealing with kids in any way, with students in any way, right? With parents in any way. Now, let me check. How many of you are dealing with teenagers at home? As a parent or as a counselor, as a consultant, as a teacher? How many of you? How many of you are those who are already dealing with teens, mid-schoolers? Maybe 10-11 साल की उम्र से ऊपर बच्चों के साथ कौन कौन है? Kirti, anyone else? Those who are remedial educators, aren't you dealing with them? Yes. As a teacher, as an educator, how many of you are dealing with kids above 12 years of age, 10 years of age? Only one? That's it. Kirti is there. Who else? Puneet. Go ahead. Pooja. Those who are dealing with it, I just want to know from you if you are aware of an update, a news where a young boy, he shot his mother dead in Lucknow. How many of you know this case? It was a national news. A boy shot his mother dead in Lucknow. Real mother. Do you know that case? Like, for example, if I'm dealing with kids, right, in today's time when they are using mobile phone and everything, right? And if I don't know this case, I missed a big update of society. This boy was playing PUBG. regularly, and he was addicted to that. And mother was stopping the child. And one day, mother took that gadget and hid it somewhere. And he shot his mother with his father's gun. And it was an alarming case in the history for us, right? It was at that moment that case brought a milestone where everyone who is dealing with teenagers or mid schoolers, the one who is in counseling, right? Now they got to realize that the impact of digital addictions is absolutely the same as the impact of substance addictions. These cases we were getting earlier in substance addiction, that kids are hitting their parents or hitting others or hitting self. Now these type of cases are started coming in digital addictions as well. They are hitting self, they are hitting others. ऐसे cases आपने भी देखे होंगे, शायद ये extreme था कि then that he used gun to shot his mother. But ऐसे कई आपने देखे होंगे where they are throwing things, they are beating parents and young kids. And it's quite alarming. Why it is alarming? क्योंकि substance addiction तो फिर हमारी आंखों से दूर हो रही है. Digital addiction is taking place in front of our eyes. It's happening in front of us. Rather, many of us propose these gadgets to our kids, and the day will come when they will get addicted to it. Then they have no goal in life. They don't want to do anything. It was an alarming update. Can we miss it? Do you know this? The case which is what was the name? Boys room, boys locker room Instagram story. किसी को पता है?
Yes.
सुनीता को पता है. Boys locker room Instagram. It is a very important update for anyone who is in this field, teaching, right? Who is into coaching, consulting, dealing with teenagers. अब आप इसे गूगल करना, मैं थोड़ी ब्रीफ देता हूँ आपको. It was an alarming update. It was when this pandemic started. At that time, there was a group of school boys, Delhi NCR का school है, a group of boys who made a personal group, a school boys, classmates, personal group था उनका Instagram पे, closed group. The name of that group was Boys Locker Room. जिसमें boys अपने locker room की बातें, उसे locker room बोलते हैं वो, personal discussions. So they were doing. Since it was boys group, तो boys group में कैसी बातें होंगी? Gaming की, girls, entertainment, some porn stuff. They kept sharing in that. So one day, it was boys group only. One day, one of the group member proposed in the group, okay, that ex girl, she is this and she is that, she shall be raped. There was a proposal of raping a girl, ex girl, and that ex girl is nobody, she's a classmate. So when अब 11वीं 12वीं के बच्चे थे, 11th 12th के बच्चों में अगर ऐसा कोई proposal आएगा तो there were few kids those who said, what are you talking about? This is crap you're talking about. And few kids supported that discussion. कि yeah, she is this, she is that. One day उसकी हरकतें ऐसी हैं, she will be this. हो सकता हम में से कोई करे. ऐसा कुछ discussion that happened in that closed group, and it is going between those 40-50 kids only. Not public, it's a private group, closed group. The discussion was going on जैसे हमारे WhatsApp groups होते. Since it was not public, so it was going on in them, but somebody took the screenshots and they put it on the public platform. कि ऐसी बातें चल रही हैं. Somebody from them, how it happened, we don't know. किसी parent ने देखा, किसी बच्चे ने किया. They took screenshots of those discussions and those screenshots went on public. अब अगर हम लोग public हैं, हम लोग ऐसी कुछ चीज पढ़ेंगे कि जहां बच्चे are talking about this, what will be our reaction to it? As a society, when we will read this, that there are 11, 12 standard kids talking about raping a girl, what will be our reaction to it?
Alarm, shocked.
We will be shocked. We will be questioning their parenting. Yes or no? We will be inviting government के ने पकड़ो, they are future rapers, put them behind the bars. Am I right, wrong? यही होगा. And that happened. A lot of trolling, lot of backlash, lot of noise, and people started saying the government has to take action, government has to take action. And that something which was going on between 40 kids, that story has been seen by 40 lakh people. It reached 40 lakh people. क्योंकि ओपन पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म पे है, तो जितने शेयर होंगे उतने देखा जाएगा. So NCR police got active because they got pressure that this is a story of NCR, so they got active. So cyber department of NCR, they started reaching out to the source. So they picked up 1, 2, 3, all those who were involved in that discussion. They got notified. Their parents got notified. Kya jao? And finally, they reached to the source, the one who proposed. The one who proposed that what about raping that ex-girl? And now the sad story started. Seems like कि ये कोई बच्चों के दिमाग चलते हैं, ऐसे बात कर दी होगी, है ना? यही लगता है prima facie. But it was a different story altogether. The one who proposed that rape was not a boy, it was a girl. It wasn't a boy. She created an account on the name of a boy, joined that group, and then proposed a rape. And उससे भी alarming ये कि she hasn't proposed any other girl's rape. She proposed her own rape in the group. And you may be shocked कि why this weird thing? Everybody was shocked कि why this weird stuff? इसमें क्या मतलब? Why she proposed her own rape? And you will be astonished with the answer, the mindset with teenagers have, how weird they can think. She said, I was doing a character assessment of a boy who was in the group. I was checking that how would he respond if somebody is talking about marriage. And that was her way of doing a character assessment of a boy. Can you understand? Can you imagine this ever? ये कुछ ऐसा हो सकता है? But this case tells us how weird they can think. They are under the impact of hormones. They act absolutely foolish, right? और ये बच्चा कोई ऐसा नहीं था कि नालायक बच्चा था, पढ़ा लिखा इंटेलिजेंट बच्चा क्लास का, वो गर्ल. इंटेलिजेंट बच्चे भी फुलिशनेस करेंगे when they are impacted by their hormones. They will act foolish. Their intelligence get hijacked by their hormones. But as a coach, if I'm in this phase, can I miss this update? I'm just asking you. Isn't it an important update for us? That Lucknow ऐसे updates we shall be updating ourselves. We can't say that we don't know because ऐसी चीजें हो रही हैं रोज. And if we come across these type of cases, at least we will be able to connect with the mindset that they have. जिस तरह की वो आजकल apps use करते हैं, जिस तरह की बातें करते हैं, अगर मुझे पता होगी तो I'll be able to connect with them. Yes or no? आपको उनकी anxiety समझ आ जाएंगी. ये जो आज का बच्चा है, उसकी एंजाइटी ये है कि वो टिंडर पे बैठा है, लेफ्ट स्वाइप राइट स्वाइप कर रहा है, कोई कनेक्शन नहीं बन रहा. अगर हमें पता ही नहीं होगा कि व्हाट दिस डेटिंग एप्स आर, हाउ विल वी अंडरस्टैंड देयर एंजाइटी, देयर स्ट्रेस इज ऑफ अनदर लेवल. एंड इफ यू गोइंग टू हेल्प टीनेजर्स, देयर फैमिलीज, वी नीड टू एटलीस्ट अपडेट आवरसेल्फ व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन इन सोसाइटी. वी कांट बी क्लोज, वी नीड टू अपडेट. एक सिंगल ऐप आती है, वो ऐप यूथ के जिंदगी जीने के तरीके बदल देती है. The way they live their life, the way they spend their time. 2019 में TikTok came. TikTok came in 2019. 2019 से लेके अब तक माइक्रो वीडियोस ने, जो रील्स और टिकटॉक माइक्रो वीडियोस हैं, इन्होंने डायनामिक्स ही बदल दिए पूरी इंडस्ट्री. ऐसा नो, अब हर कोई हीरो बनना चाहता है, सबकी एस्पिरेशन डिफरेंट है. वो जो गांव में बैठा था, द वन हु वाज सेटिस्फाइड कि मेरी जिंदगी बड़ी अच्छी चल रही है, अब उसकी चाहत है कि मेरे पास 10 चीजें और हो, मेरे पास बाइक हो, मेरे पास क्लासेस हो. एस्पिरेशंस गॉट इंक्रीज्ड. यस और नो? Earlier people didn't have that aspirations. Now this social media, micro videos, micro reels given a lot of aspirations to them, right? Their goals got changed. Now they don't want to become doctors, they want to be influencers. They want to have their affiliation incomes. Their entire energy got redirected. Single app has changed. Even PUBG वो पहली गेम थी जिसने voice connections introduce किए थे. While when you are on a mission, you can talk to your fellow colleagues. fellow participant. एक बच्चा बैठा कनाडा, एक इंडिया, एक मुंबई, एक दिल्ली, and they are together on a mission and they are talking to each other. उसके आने के बाद एडिक्शन और ज्यादा बढ़ गई. They got so much hooked to these platforms. So at least I know what is changing in society. चाहे वो टेक इंडस्ट्री में है, and these updates are very important. How we support our coaches? We have communities. हमारी कोचेस की अपनी कम्युनिटीज हैं और उस कम्युनिटीज में रेगुलर अपडेट्स आते हैं. एनीथिंग आई कम अक्रॉस, आई विल शेयर देयर. एनीथिंग दे कम अक्रॉस, दे शेयर. दैट मींस यू गेट रेगुलरली अपडेटेड अबाउट व्हाट्स चेंजिंग इन दिस इंडस्ट्री. इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली नोइंग what is written in the books. A lot of things are changing every day. You shall be updated and you will get updated. That's how we support our coaches in getting those updates, but it is very important for coaching. And the last, which is very important, which you work on yourself, is not to be negative. If you are, no, though nobody is negative by choice, पर कई बार हम negative by content हो जाते हैं, जिसके लिए we need to work on self assessment, that we will not choose to be negative by content. कोई choose नहीं करता, but we may become. But there are strategies how to assess self so that you improve on your communication. You can choose to have very this conscious approaches of improving your communication patterns. आप में से कोई ऐसा है जिसने कभी अपने कुछ नेगेटिव वर्ड्स को पॉजिटिव वर्ड्स से अपनी वोकैबुलरी में रिप्लेस किया हो? कि now onwards I'll not use this word, I'll replace this word with this new word. Anyone? We have a language trainer over here, must be guiding a lot of people that this word can be replaced with this word. You can have a better words to express things. Yes or no? This is always a conscious approach. We choose it. It's a conscious approach. So Vivek, you must have already great words in your vocabulary. But there are people those who choose कि ये वाले word को इससे replace किया जाए. So whenever we realize कि there's a better option available, we change. इसके लिए self assessment is very important. So what we do for that, we record our coaching assessments. When you do coaching interventions, we record it. If it's on Zoom, it gets recorded online. If it is in person, we record it in audio way. Through recorder, we record it. What is the advantage of it? If you listen to your own recordings, you get a lot of insights about improving your communication patterns. Right? This is also much needed in coaching, and that's how you become a great coach. 6 traits which you shall have and 4 traits which you shall not have. That brings excellence in your coaching practice. हालांकि आज का दिन हमने डेडिकेट किया था कि what traits coaches need to have. Maybe शायद हमने आज parenting पे बात नहीं की. Tomorrow we'll be discussing about parenting. And I hope you got clarity on what this role demands. And if anyone wish to become a parent coach thoroughly, what all traits you shall be looking in you and you shall be working on. Yes? All set? Any queries related to that? Done? No? Yes?
Sir, I had a question.
Yes, Ashima.
Yeah. So the first trait that you said is that we need to be empathetic, right? And we should actually put ourselves in their shoes, in the parents' shoes or parents' place, and understand what the situation is.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so many a times what happens is, and I have done it with people, helping people around and whoever, relatives, my own children, 2 grown-up children and all. So leave alone children, but other relatives or friends. And what happens is that we tend to get emotionally involved.
Absolutely.
That's where the problem starts. Getting emotionally involved. Now, empathy, I think it's a very fine line. And that is something we need to discover and know. Difference between being empathetic and getting emotionally involved
Absolutely.
with the parent and the child. Because if we get emotionally involved, then there is no difference between us and the parent.
True. And that is why we suggest that it is there, which we will be discussing. But I'll just bring it in light earlier, that it's not about our son and our daughter, right? The moment you start taking that pressure, that what can I do in this case, apart from your coaching, we end up getting emotionally involved. We need to be clear that we are a parent coach. We need to learn when we are going to connect with our case and when we are going to disconnect. We attract mental problems for ourselves if we stop disconnecting from our cases. And you are right, sympathy and empathy में सिर्फ एक fine line का ही difference है. You have to be empathetic and you end up becoming sympathetic to case.
Sympathetic,
But for
right.
that, I think few practices will help you. एक तो mindfulness, that I'll keep these two things separate. It's not my son, it's not my daughter. It's their son, their daughter. If I did my part well with thorough integrity, I did my coaching, we've given a coaching plan, I'm doing following follow-ups. Now it is their job to do it. If they are not doing their job, we can't take pressure of their job. This
Right.
happens only when we take pressure of their job. मुझे बुरा लगना शुरू होता कि I shared action plan and they are not doing it and child is still suffering.
Right.
But we can't do parenting on their behalf. It is their job. What I can do, I already did, and I shall have thorough integrity for for our role. That is done well. अब मैं जाके parenting तो कर नहीं सकता. इसलिए we
Correct.
kept clarity that we are not going to involve in parenting. We'll do coaching.
Right.
अब
Okay.
parents come with in front of us, they cry like anything कि जी मुझे तो हमसे गलतियां हो गई, हमने ये कर दिया. You give an action plan, you suggest them, it is they have to do it. It is suppose that they will be doing it. But what they do when they step out, उनके अपनी business की के pressures, उनके other pressures start bothering them. And जो आपने suggest किया वो करता नहीं वो काम. And we start taking that
Right.
pressure.
Right.
The child is still suffering. We get emotional about it. This is not
Right.
healthy.
Right. Right.
Not healthy. So that is why we say it's not about your son and daughter. Let's have clarity on it, right? If we are clear about it, it's not about my son and my daughter. That way we can avoid it. Dusra, meditation helps you. Meditation helps you a lot into this case because when you meditate, what we practice in meditation is connection disconnection. Connection disconnection. Because when you go inside, you disconnect from the world. When you get over with the meditation, you get connected with the world. So this connection disconnection की practice will allow you to practice in life also. कि कब connect करना cases के साथ और कब disconnect करना. The moment they are away from you out of your this intervention, I shall not keep thinking about my cases. Right?
Okay.
Then also you will be mindfully choosing, right, to keep your mental health intact on this. Very important. But you brought a very important point, which usually coaches face. कई बार जोक के लिए कहा जाता है कि जितने ये साइकोलॉजिस्ट है या साइकेट्रिस्ट है, एक टाइम के बाद their own mental health is on stake.
Right. That does happen. Yes.
It is because of this reason only which you asked my highlight. They start getting sympathetic rather than empathetic.
They get so involved with that case.
और तभी वो कोचिंग का ये पहला प्रिंसिपल है, काउंसलिंग का भी, that before learning the art of connection, you have to learn the art of disconnection, detachment. You can't keep thinking about your cases, क्योंकि ये हमारा एक occupational hazard भी है, क्योंकि in our business हमारे पास जो लोग आएंगे, we don't sell clothes, we don't sell tires, ऐसा कोई काम नहीं करते जिसपे हमारा कोई impact ना हो. We help people with their family problems, with their mental challenges.
Right.
So when we help people with their family problems and mental challenges, we tend to connect it to ourselves. एक और since you brought it in light, एक और caution है कि it is said that my behavior and action at home shall not be triggered by my experience at work. मतलब आज मेरे पास कोई केस आया and the child parent is complaining the child is sexting. 12 साल का बच्चा caught sexting with someone, और coincidentally मेरा बच्चा भी 12 साल में है. जब मैं घर
Right.
पहुंचा तो I started doing micro monitoring with my child. Will it be fair?
No, not at all.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. मेरा यूजुअल बिहेवियर नहीं है, पर मैंने आज एक्सपीरियंस किया वर्क पे तो मेरा बिहेवियर घर पे जाके बदल गया. अगर हस्बैंड वाइफ आए और बात करें और पता चल रहा है कि दे हैव सम एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर, राइट, और मैं घर जाके अपनी स्पाउस के साथ आई बिकम सस्पिशियस, विल इट बी फेयर? And
No.
that's where we have to keep that thin line intact. Okay? We are
True.
not going to emotionally connect with our cases. If you do so,
True.
you carry it home.
Right.
फिर हम अपने घर पे ले जाते हैं आप उस पेन को,
Absolutely.
उस
No,
negative
no,
को.
no, right. No, very relevant this is. Thank you.
Right. Any other query about this, about these traits, what to have, what not to have? All set? So, last point of discussion, which is very important. If somebody is asking, what will be the benefits of parent coaching? How you can benefit someone through your work? Everyone is experiencing parental anxieties and insecurities. People, those who hire coaches, this anxieties and insecurities will be reduced automatically. The stress will be reduced. Coaches help them in reducing that stress. People, those who are unable to manage their anger, frustration, and emotions, coaches can help them manage it better. That is another advantage of coaching. And people, those who want that my child shall have those values in place, my custom, my culture, coaching, parental coaching can help parents to have those values and beliefs into the focus of parenting. That's another advantage, because we anyways becoming so commercial that we are going away from our value system. And parenting becomes more easier and rewarding. वो जो पेरेंट कहता है ना, जितना मर्जी कर लो, पेरेंट को सब कुछ करना पड़ता है, इट्स अ थैंकलेस जॉब. They start getting that reward, love, compassion, bond of the child. If they do it in the right way, parenting becomes easier and more rewarding when they hire a coach. Parenting becomes much more proactive. हमारी टेंडेंसी है कि when things get wrong, then only we get into action. Parenting में होता क्या है? गलती होने के बाद we sit with the child. Yes or no? गलती होने के बाद we try to correct it. We make rules. Agree? Yes or no? Rules के बारे में एक बड़ी powerful statement है. It says that rules are made on the day first time it is broken. Most of the rules वो बनते ही उस दिन है जिस दिन पहली बार वो टूटते हैं. उससे पहले वो यहाँ पे होते हैं. It's never been communicated. We have a lot of expectation, we never communicate to ourselves. But when you have a coach, when you undergo parental coaching, your parenting becomes proactive. Before happening of the mistake, you'll be able to prevent it. It's not what you're going to do post happening of the mistake. It's not reactive, it is proactive with much of control. There will be greater confidence in parenting abilities. You'll find many parents around you जिन्होंने अपने हाथ पहले ही खड़े कर दिए हैं. It's out of our hand. बिना मोबाइल के वो खाना नहीं खाता, ये ना करो तो वो ये नहीं करता, वो रोता बहुत था, वो ये बहुत करता, tantrums, lot of things they are worried. They have already raised their hand कि हमसे नहीं होता. Yes or no? Why? Because their experience is not supportive. Now when they undergo coaching, when they have all the best tools in place, they will have greater confidence in their own abilities in raising their kids effectively, right? They will have more control with difficult situations, and for sure difficult situations will come. If you have a teenager, if you have a grown-up child, तो कोई ना कोई crisis आएगा. How you deal with it, that matters. And people, those who undergo coaching, they will have more control. They will have better communication skills. Those parents, those who are undergoing coaching, what to say, how to get things done. And they will have sound strategies to solve the problems. Better strategies. They will be equipped with all the strategies and tools, and there will be greater enjoyment of life for the whole family. These will be the benefits of parental coaching for parents. I think अगर इसमें से दो भी समझ आ जाए किसी को, they will definitely go for your services. They'll definitely go for parental coaching. And there are many, right? And in this role, our job is to coach parents, not children. We'll coach them, we'll train them. We are not going to do parenting for them. And I just shared what Ashima highlighted, that it's not about our son and our daughter. We are not going to impose our ideas on them. And we are not going to take pressure of parenting. Right? They're parenting their kids. It's their job. We'll just train them, enable them. Ultimate parenting has to be done by them. And in this role, we'll try not to encourage tagging. Halki is pe detailed discussion happens. And there's another question which comes in light, that are we, what all things we can do. This is very important point. Once I'm a parent coach, up to what extent I can help people. Being a parent coach, you can help parents how to raise kids. But there will be some clinical cases, like there will be cases of autism. So we can coach those parents how to raise a child who has autism, an autistic child. But we can't claim that we will cure this child. That's not our job. For that, there are other experts. There are special educators, occupational therapists are there, psychiatrists are there. अगर कोई ये कहे कि my child is having OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, that's not our area of work. That is clinical work. Only a clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist will work in that case. They can help. If any child is a special child, if their education need to be done, and a special educator will be doing. So we need to know our limits, and we shall be guiding our people to experts. Our area of work is parenting, and we can help parents coming from any culture, any age of child, and even parents, those who have special kids, those who are single parents, right? We can help all parents how to raise kids, but clinical cases may will be referring it to experts. Why I'm highlighting it? क्योंकि जब एक पेरेंट को आपसे आप पे ट्रस्ट हो जाता है, they start expecting everything from you, right? वो कहेगा जी करियर कोचिंग भी आप ही कर दो. तो we shall be knowing कि मेरा area of work क्या है. अगर ऐसी, if you are a parent coach, if you are not a career coach, you shall not get into it until you are qualified on it. Refer it to the experts, क्योंकि आपका जो क्लाइंट है उसे नहीं पता कि मेंटल हेल्थ में कौन से रोल्स हैं, काउंसलर कोचेस कैसे होते हैं. They may expect anything, but if they are expecting, it doesn't mean we will end up serving them in all areas. We shall be sticking to our area of work, and that's how you will be able to define your area of work niche. You shall not get into everything, otherwise we'll end up spoiling our credibility. All set? These are certain things which I thought of sharing about coaching, and I hope you got enough understanding on who is a parent coach. Yesterday's discussion was different, today's discussion was different, and tomorrow's discussion will be back. We'll be discussing about parenting. But what this role demands, we discussed in detail. I hope you're clear with this. All set? Understood? Any query you have before we wind up today's discussion? Tomorrow we are going to meet at 11 o'clock in the morning. Right? As per agenda, tomorrow's discussion is scheduled at 11 a.m. And we are going to discuss about all the parenting approaches, strategic parenting approaches, developmental parenting approaches, right? Then encouraging parental approaches, technology and toddlers, digital parenting जिसे बोलते हैं. Nowadays parents have a lot of questions about कि बच्चा टीवी में बहुत involved है. There are a lot of challenges related to digital parenting, technology and toddlers, technology and teens. We'll be discussing tomorrow, right? And mindful parenting is another topic. Mindful parenting पे कई topics हमने कल discuss किए थे. कुछ we will be discussing tomorrow. So we'll be meeting 11 to 1 tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Right? And this recording I'll share same way. मैं आपको ड्राइव पे भी दे दूंगा, and I'll try to put it on YouTube also. मेरे ख्याल से YouTube से you are able to access it better, right? So I request all of you to watch these recordings again, right?
Okay.
Once again, so that if you were busy somewhere, you missed something, you will be able to capture it. अगर वो gap रह गया, तो that will be filled.
Okay.
See you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Take care.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Good night.
Good night.